you're fired. Get out of here. Right?
You're fired, exclaimed with vigor and stunning resolve. President Trump is not fooling around, and he showed how serious he is in the second week of his presidency. He fired almost 20 inspector generals and stripped the security clearance of 51 former intelligence officials. Notice has been given to the FBI, the CIA, and the Justice Department of further impending dismissals. His detractors will say it is revenge, while his supporters will claim that paybacks are a bitch. Whatever you call it, it is something that must be done. Because what occurred cannot happen again, and the people who have proven that they cannot be trusted must be removed from government. Intelligence officials from the FBI, the CIA, and other bureaucrats waged non-stop efforts to overthrow the Trump presidency by spying on his campaign in 2016 and his administration, which amounted to an attempted coup and in every sense of the meaning of an insurrection to defy the election of the president. President Donald Trump signed an executive order the beginning of the second week of his presidency revoking the security clearance of 51 former intelligence officials who signed a 2020 letter arguing that emails from a laptop belonging to Hunter Biden carried all the classic earmarks of a Russian information operation. This was election interference, as they were acting to protect then-presidential candidate Biden. They should be prosecuted for what they did, Trump said of the 51 former officials who signed the letter at a campaign rally in June. This collaboration, orchestrated by Antony Blinken, who became Biden's Secretary of State, that included former Director of National Intelligence Jim Clapper, former CIA Director John Brennan, and former acting CIA Directors John McLaughlin and Michael Morell. The government agencies that have been entrusted to uphold the law has been corrupted, and there are consequences for bad actions that start with the termination of those responsible. To follow will be investigations that will most likely result in legal expenses and prison sentences for people that deliberately acted in malicious ways. Liberals will cry foul, claiming revenge, retribution, or whatever, certainly fueled by the Trump-hating legacy media. Trump derangement syndrome will cause mass psychosis, as their cognitive dissonance will prevent any rational thought. The dishonest persons in government like Adam Schiff, Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, and Jamie Raskin, along with the Deep State Beuracrats Jim Clapper, John Brennan, Jim Comey among others, will at the very least be shamed for their malfeasance. There will be celebrated outcomes for the conservatives when the consequences for dishonesty are handed down to the arrogant guilty who thought they could get away with their bad deeds. Contrast to the shame, financial pain, and the possible loss of freedom that will cause suffering to those responsible will be pride and a sense of euphoric joy. Just imagine the feeling of that wonderful old adage that will be so obvious: paybacks are a real bitch.